Right, and before I get to Mr. Robinder Sachdev to get his comments on the entire standoff that is only escalating, Trudeau has also made this very interesting statement. Let's get to that. Trudeau has also said that in September, when India was hosting the G20 summit, we had an opportunity to make the summit uncomfortable, but we chose not to do so. We tried to work behind the scenes. Let's listen into that.
As we approached the end of August and September, the big thing that was happening was India was itself hosting the leader of the summit of the advanced economies of the world, the G20. So it was a big moment for India, welcoming the world, all the leaders of the world to Delhi for a very important summit. And we had the opportunity of making it a very uncomfortable summit for India if we went public with these allegations ahead of time. We chose not to.
Mr. Sachdev, you just heard that. Is he just projecting some level of machismo, if you will, within Canada by making such a remark?
Sure, I'll still step away from that. I'll go still to the bigger picture. The bigger picture, the challenge he was facing after the China allegations was that he was caught sleeping or incompetent or, letting allow Chinese influence to impact the elections in Canada, a matter of national security. That's why I'm calling it China Gate. Remember, Watergate was Nixon committing violence against, not violence, committing, whatever against democracy, American democracy. This here Trudeau is facing a charge in his country, in the public perception of betraying, let's put the word, betraying the democracy of his country by overlooking or being complicit or being incompetent in preventing Chinese interference in his elections, which benefited him. Therefore, what he did, in order to distract from that, and look at the dates once again, what he did was that he played up India as another, big influencer in Canadian politics, and he stood up to say that the word machismo you used, I'm macho. I'm protecting my country's interest. I'm not sleeping on a job. He was caught sleeping on the other job, and in order to deflect that attention, he amplified India and India's, whatever this whole affair was, he pumped it up in order to distract and divert. That's my thesis. This is China Gate.
This is China Gate in Canada is the pitch coming in from Robinder Sachdev. Mr. Sajjanhar, just last 10 seconds. Are these the rants of someone whose political career is about to collapse?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he doesn't see any hope for himself. So, I think he becomes, it's like literally like a bull in a china shop, and the pun is intended. So, he wants to destroy everything right in front of him, and that's what he is doing. But he is, he's still a young man, and so, he's destroying his future prospects also, because if he had gone out with dignity and, played politics as politics needs to be played, as, international relations need to be played, then he could still have hope for some redemption in the future. But the manner in which he has conducted himself, I think he has made only enemies for himself, and there's no goodwill that will be left for him, neither in India nor in other countries, because countries would be wary of touching Justin Trudeau with a barge pole because of his intemperate and irresponsible statements.
Right. So politics hurting diplomacy and moving it to the realm of the absurd. Robinder Sachdev, Ashok, Sajjanhar, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have to pack it on the show. Good night and take care.